There's an amazing design evolution that's on the horizon for January that'll change everything for design for the next few years. Now, I guarantee that you're all going to wake up in January and start scrolling Instagram and Pinterest, and guess what you're going to see? You're going to see colors, you're going to see palettes, you're going to be styles and materials that reflect the timeless trend I'm telling you about today. And I guarantee you, it is not what you think. But first, let me tell you about today's amazing sponsor. So guys, I wanted to mention something very special about how I feel about today's video sponsor, which is BetterHelp. So over the years, I've had many instances where I've sought out therapy to help me get through something that I was struggling with, maybe help me reframe ideas that weren't supportive, and just in general, help me learn better ways to work through issues that I was facing in my life. However, until now, seeking out a good therapist has always been intimidating and a bit of a chore. For years, I would have to get a recommendation from someone, call them, get a sense of who they are, hope they're near me, go to their offices to meet with them, and do all that and still maybe feel like they weren't really going to be a good fit for me. And I couldn't be more excited because my sponsor today, BetterHelp, has completely changed the experience of getting therapy by using technology. Their fantastic platform allows you to select and connect with a licensed therapist, and they have literally, guys, thousands to choose from. With BetterHelp, you just sign up and fill out a little questionnaire that tells them who you are, what you're struggling with, and what you'd like to achieve. Then they pair you with someone in their enormous network of licensed therapists, usually within like 48 hours. Then you're able to talk to them on video chat, which is what I do, or you can talk on the phone, or you can connect via text if you're feeling uncomfortable about actually speaking face-to-face with someone. And I love that I can schedule a therapy session at times that are convenient for me. And if you feel that your therapist isn't a good fit for you, you can change and pick someone else in their giant network of therapists available. Honestly, it's an amazing way to get some real help, and they've helped millions of people already. So I'm very grateful that BetterHelp is making therapy more accessible to everyone. If you guys think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp. Just click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/Lisa Holt. Clicking this link supports this channel, and it also gives you 10% off of your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. So here's the deal, guys. The design community has to pay attention to trends. Why? Because they speak to what's going on and what's going to be available from companies. And if you've been watching closely, they're already crafting things and moving towards this direction. Imagine this new style direction as a whole series of micro trends merging and evolving into a true sort of style direction called Grandma Chic. Now, it's been an interesting evolution. It started out a couple of years ago when we started to see fashion trends like cottagecore, etc., creep into interiors. Then we saw Grand Millennial explode onto the scene, inspired by TV shows like, Bridgerton. After that, we saw Neo-Victorian, New Colonial, or New Traditional. Now, following that, you see Dark Academia and Neo-Gothic, aka Adam's Core, pop onto our radars, connected to the television show Wednesday. Now, I'm not saying Grandma Chic is gonna push, Japandi and minimalism completely out of the way. What it is gonna do, though, is it's gonna give us a fresh new take on that super category that we all, so much of us love, transitional. So, what is Grandma Chic, and why is it gonna be here for a while? The style is a little bit moody, but it's happy. It's a little serious, but it's inviting. It's traditional, but it's casual, like we truly live. We've been immersed in modern, contemporary, minimalist spaces for a long time now, and many of us are kind of yearning for something that is a little bit more comfortable, maybe familiar, and certainly filled with stories and meaning about our lives. So, if you're feeling the pull of this little vibe, how do you go about creating some of this for your home? Well, the first thing that you want to do is pick a lane. That means decide on a palette and a period language that is consistent. Because mixing up too many different colors, patterns, and time periods will just read dirty eclectic and fail to deliver the intentional vibe that you're looking for. So what you're looking to create are multi-layered looks built with saturated colors, comfortable and classic upholstered furnishings, lots of brown leather involved in this look, guys. I love that saturated blue wall over there or the dark gray. These are really curated looks. You can use antiques and thrifted pieces. Now, great if you've already got some inherited pieces that you can work with. Wallpapers are super popular, especially some of the more saturated tonal ones. And you can also consider applied trims and moldings. Think about multi-layered window treatments. That's a very Grandpa Chic statement. Really lean into rich leathers and suedes and kind of classic materials like wools, plaids, houndstooth, and even a little bit of a pinstripe, because these guys are the building blocks that deliver this familiar but fresh experience of your home. And remember something, whenever you're building a transitional space, there's always that element of layering that has to take place. So you need to select building blocks. What are building blocks? This fantastic bar cabinet is amazing. Or these beautiful, huge leaning mirrors. Those are spectacular kind of building blocks for things. Then you add additional layers. Maybe this desk works well, perhaps with this beautiful lamp on the top of it. Then you look at wallpapering, and then you look at decor. But you're layering at every point, creating interesting vignettes with pieces that end up creating this whole style statement that says, I'm familiar, I'm Grandpa Chic, I'm transitional, and I have a story to tell you. That's how this ends up being a successful look. Now, when you add to those layers, be sure and select decor that not only reflects your life and stories, but also has a little bit of a vintage presentation. Consider the idea of incorporating multiple photographs. That's a very sort of grandfather chic statement. Great lamps. Consider artwork that has actually importance to it, like perhaps a painting with a really important frame. Those are all great key notes that you can underpin the rest of the storyline that you've built with this. And to make this easier, guys, I've linked all of these delicious furnishings and decor in the description down below. So guys, that's transitional design at its best. It's evolving from all these other yummy like micro trends that we saw into something called Grandpa Chic, which has a lasting staying power to it. Why? Because it feels familiar, it allows us to express our stories, it's comfortable, it works with the way we live now, and it's a beautiful, warm, inviting style statement that will live on for a long time because many of us have transitional style homes, and this just locks in a space that really makes it comfortable for everyone. Now guys, if you're working on a project for yourself, maybe it's something Grandpa Chic as of today, or maybe it's something else, you definitely want to check down below in my description. What I've done now is I've linked my school, I've linked all my courses, I've linked all of the things in the design site where you can get to me called DezignSpace. And if you want to work with me directly, there's also a link for that down there. You can also talk to me in the Q&A with the links down below. There's lots of ways to reach out to me and see if you can get help for your space and your home. Now, if you guys think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp. Just click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/Lisa Holt. Clicking this link supports this channel, and it also gives you 10% off of your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Okay guys, so if you learned something or you had fun today, please like, subscribe, and hit your notifications bell. I know we all ask you every video, but it's super important to all of us that when you do that, our channels can grow, and it makes a huge difference to us. We couldn't do it without you guys. You're our life blood. Be sure and watch this video, and I look forward to seeing you next week.